Oh my god, it's here. Literally the day I've been talking about since I was 10 years old on the playground with my friends. A live action Pokemon movie. I'll just start off with what I went into this movie thinking. The selling point of this movie absolutely was the CGI Pokemon. Just right off the bat when you could see how they move, how their textures are, it was just amazing seeing it for the first time. And in theaters, it definitely came across, especially in IMAX, seeing all the crazy Pokemons everywhere. I wish I could freeze every frame like I did with the trailer just to see all the individual Pokemons in each spot of the city doing their own things. That would make sense for that Pokemon to do. I kind of wish the region was just straight up based on Unova, and I was getting that vibe with it starting off with Rufflets and Braveries. You know, the American Pokemons. But seeing as how we were in cities, please just give us some Garbodors. That's what I wanted. I just wanted to see one live action Garbodor. The special effects were phenomenal. And they actually took their time to research how animals move in order to translate it with Pokemon. It was amazing. There are so many Easter eggs with Pokemon that I really wish I could rewatch the movie again, just to pause on each frame and to see what each Pokemon is and what they were doing in their environment. Now, again, that point was completely satisfied for me. But now let's move on to the point that I had little to no expectation for, and that's the actual plot. You know what? It wasn't that bad. Again, I'll keep this spoiler free, but there were a lot of points in the movie where I was thinking like, well, that doesn't make sense for this person to be like this or for this to not happen with this. But you know what? The movie actually did a phenomenal job at wrapping all those points up I had in my head, with a few exceptions. I will say the ending feels very rushed. But that's all I'll talk about it. I have a lot to say about the ending, but I won't get into it here, of course. But let me just say it's a very surface level conclusion. A lot of the jokes were genuinely funny. I thought that a lot of it would just be lame. Some of them obviously are, but some of them were great. Actually, the Mr. Mime scene ended up being my favorite in the whole movie. And there were a few laugh out loud moments, genuinely laugh out loud moments. And I didn't find myself laughing with the crowd. I was just laughing by myself when other people found things that weren't funny. Obviously, Ryan Reynolds was the standout, voicing Detective Pikachu, although his comedic presence was a little overbearing in some situations, but always welcome. The main actor, his name is Justice Smith, playing Tim, won me over. At first, when I was seeing trailers, I was like, this guy looks like he's gonna suck. But you know what? He was actually pretty good. But the actress playing the reporter, Lucy Stevens, whatever. I'm just looking at the IMDb. I was, yeah, she wasn't, she was good enough, I guess. There was a little bit too much of cartoonish overacting facial features that she was doing that really pulled me out of things, but it was good enough to serve her purpose. I'm really happy that the first Pokemon live action movie was set in a more adult setting. Like, you'll even see with all the Easter eggs and even some of the jokes would only pass with older audiences. Especially, there's one thing in the movie, I'm not going to spoil it because it's that awesome. It doesn't even have to do with the movie. Let me just say this generally. If you're my age, in your early 20s or late teens, and you grew up remembering playing the original Game Boy Pokemon games and grew up with Pokemon, honestly, at so many points in this movie, it feels like you are the target demographic. And so if you're in that camp and played the games all the way through the generations, oh my god, you have to watch this movie. Just literally in the first 10 minutes, I was already just shaking almost, but being like, oh my god, it's that Pokemon! Oh my god, it's that Pokemon! If you don't care about that, there's not a whole lot here for you, to be honest. Like, the jokes land. Some of the jokes are even specific to knowing certain facts about the Pokedex, like a Cubone joke thrown in there, that I can't see someone that never cared about Pokemon enjoying it. Like, for example, you can watch, well, actually, I'm a perfect example for this, watching Marvel movies without having read the comics at all, but still enjoying it greatly because it was able to build its world up by itself. There are a lot of things here that I can't see someone enjoying that's just not into Pokemon. And then again, the replay value on this movie, I don't see it that greatly. Like, after you see all the Pokemon, and you know, like, if I were to go and nerd gush and pause on each frame and see what each Pokemon is doing, what's there left to enjoy from this movie? Again, there are good jokes in there, but the story isn't fantastic. You're not gonna get a Departed level intense mystery because it is still rated PG. But it does feel like it's targeted towards older people, especially the ending. They knew their audience. So overall, special effects, Pokemon cameos, freaking a 10 out of 10. Some of the acting is meh. The story is better than I thought, though, in all honesty. I thought it was just going to fall flat on its face. The comedy is better than I thought. So all I can say is, if you like Pokemon, watch this movie. If you don't like Pokemon, or like are barely even interested in it, I don't think there's content here to enjoy the movie. Although I will say that they've successfully made a grown man walk into a movie about talking animals and thoroughly enjoy themselves. Then again, I am a man-child. That's the review. And I'll leave you with what could have been with Gilbert Gottfried and Danny DeVito voiced Detective Pikachu. Bye.
And the doctor goes, I'm just fucking with you. She's dead.
I'm going to say the N-word.
Stop talking! You're hallucinating!
Well, a lot of black guys say it. Why should they get a pass?